So, you've probably seen the ads, right? Trade Republic promising you a cool 300 euros just for signing up. And if you're like me, your first thought is, what's the catch? Well, you've come to the right place. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and find out if this is a genuine gift or just some very, very clever bait. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. Let's get a sense of just who we're dealing with. Look at that number. 100 billion euros. That's how much money is being managed on their platform. So yeah, this isn't some tiny startup working out of a garage. With 8 million customers, Trade Republic is a serious, major player in the European finance world, a real heavyweight. But let's be honest, that huge number isn't why you clicked on this. You're here for this question. Can they really just give you 300 euros? Is it actual free money? Or is there some sneaky catch buried deep in the fine print? Well, guess what? We read all that boring legal stuff, so you don't have to. All right, let's tackle the big one head on. The 300 euro promo. Is it for real? The short answer? Yes, it's real. But, and this is a big but, it's not as simple as them just dropping 300 euros into your bank account. It's way more like a cleverly designed game. Let's break down the rules. Okay, so on the surface, it looks super straightforward. Step 1, you sign up and deposit at least 100 euros. Step 2, you make 3 investments, any 3, within your first 21 days. And step 3, you get your prize. Sounds easy, right? Almost too easy. And yet, this is where that fine print we talked about starts to matter. A lot. And here it is, the first major twist. The terms and conditions say your prize is assigned by a dedicated algorithm from a prize pool. What does that actually mean? Well, it means you're not guaranteed 300 euros. You're not even guaranteed a specific amount of cash. Instead, it's basically a lottery. The algorithm reaches into a digital hat and pulls out a prize for you. So, if it's a lottery, what are your odds? Well, take a look at this. You can win up to 300 euros. It's technically possible, but your chances are less than 1%. That's really, really low. Now look at the top line. More than 80% of people, the vast majority, get a prize worth somewhere between 5 and 20 euros. So yeah, it's a game of chance, and let's just say the house has a pretty big edge. This chart really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? That giant bar on the left, that's the 80% of people getting a prize worth less than 20 bucks. That tiny little sliver on the right, that's the lucky few who get over 100 euros. So really, you should think of this less as a bonus and more like a digital scratch card. It's fun, it gets you in the door, but you probably shouldn't plan your vacation around the winnings. Oh, and there's one more little detail. Whatever prize you do get, whether it's 5 euros or the jackpot, you can't just cash it out and walk away. There's a 90-day lock-in period. You can use that money to invest more on their platform, sure, but you can't withdraw it to your bank account for 3 months. The goal here is pretty obvious, right? They want you to stick around, use the app, and become a real customer, not just a bonus hunter. Okay, so at this point, you might be thinking, all right, the bonus is basically just bait, and you're not totally wrong. But that leads to an even bigger question. If the bonus is just a gimmick, why are 8 million people using this app? Well, it turns out that the promotion is just the appetizer. The main course is actually the platform itself. So let's forget about the bonus for a minute and talk about the real value of Trade Republic. What's actually under the hood? It really comes down to 3 key features that are frankly game changers for a lot of people. First up, and honestly, this is the jewel in their crown, the savings plans. This is huge. You can set it up to automatically invest a certain amount of money, say, every month, with 0 commission fees. And here's the best part. You can buy fractions of shares. So you don't need thousands of dollars to buy 1 share of Amazon or Tesla. You can start with just 10 or 20 euros and own a little piece of it. This is a perfect hands-off way to use a strategy called dollar cost averaging to build wealth over time. Next up, something your traditional bank probably isn't doing. Any cash you have just sitting in your account, uninvested, it's not just sitting there doing nothing. It's actually earning a pretty competitive interest rate. And unlike a lot of competitors, there's no maximum limit. Plus, and this is a big plus, they pay you that interest every single month. That means your interest starts earning its own interest much faster. That's the magic of compounding, and they put it on hyperdrive. Now, for our viewers in Spain, this next one is an absolute game changer. Seriously, because Trade Republic operates as a Spanish branch, they take care of all the messy tax stuff for you. They calculate and withhold what you owe to the Hacienda automatically. It means all your data shows up directly on your tax draft, your borrador de la renta. You don't have to fill out those complicated, frankly painful forms like the Modelo 720. This alone is a massive win. Okay, so the futures sound great. Low fees, automated investing, simple taxes. But in the world of finance, there's always that one big question looming over everything. Is my money actually safe? Let's be real. None of the other stuff matters if the answer to that is no. So let's talk security. So how secure is your money with Trade Republic? The answer lies in their multi-layered approach. They don't just lump everything together. Your cash and your investments are protected in different and very specific ways. Let's break it down. First, your cash. Any money you have sitting in the account is protected by the Deposit Guarantee Scheme, up to 100,000 euros. That's the exact same protection you get at a normal bank. But your investments, your stocks and ETFs, that's a different story, and it's even better. Those are legally your property. They're held separately from Trade Republic's own money. So if, worst case scenario, the company went bankrupt, your investments are completely safe. They still belong to you with unlimited protection value. And this is really important to understand. Trade Republic doesn't actually hold your money themselves. They partner with massive, established institutions. Your cash? It's sitting with giants like JP Morgan or Deutsche Bank. Your stocks and ETFs? They're held at a place called Clearstream, which is basically a giant, ultra-secure vault for financial assets. Even your crypto is stored by a specialist, BitGo, in what are called cold wallets, meaning they're offline and safe from hackers. Your assets aren't just with Trade Republic. They're with some of the biggest names in finance. So we've got top-tier security and really low fees, which leads us to the final million-dollar question, or maybe $100 billion question. If they aren't charging much, how on earth do they make money? How does this business actually stay in business? Well, their secret has a name. It's a slightly controversial but very common practice in the industry called payment for order flow, or POF for short. So what is PFOF? Let me break it down. When you hit buy on a stock, your order has to go to a stock exchange to get filled. Instead of sending it to just any exchange, Trade Republic sends all of its orders to one specific partner exchange. And in return for getting all that business, that exchange pays Trade Republic a tiny commission. You add up millions of those tiny commissions, and that's how they make their money while only charging you a flat €1 fee. Now, the potential downside here is that you might not get the absolute razor-thin best price on every single trade. But there's a super simple way to make sure you get a fair price. Just make your trades during the main market hours. That's between 9 in the morning and 5:30 in the afternoon, Central European time. During those hours, their prices are linked to the big German stock exchange, Extra, so you know you're getting a legitimate deal. But here's a massive plot twist. This entire business model that we just talked about, it has an expiration date. European regulators have decided to ban PFOF completely starting June 30th, 2026. That means Trade Republic and brokers like it are going to have to completely rethink how they make money. The whole commission-free era might be coming to a close. All right, let's wrap this up. So what's the final verdict on Trade Republic? It's clear they use that lottery-style bonus to get you in the door. But once you're inside, you find a really powerful, really secure, and super low-cost platform that's actually great for long-term investing. Yes, their current business model is on the clock, but the product itself, it's solid. So what have we learned? The welcome bonus is a game of chance. Their business model has a deadline, but the platform itself is a legit, powerful tool for building your wealth. So the final question really is for you. Now that you know all the rules of the game, are you going to play?